Alright guys, welcome back. I'm Tony.
I'm Missy.
And we're out our World Outdoors. And today we're at the Wildcat Hollow day hike loop?
Short loop.
Short loop. Wildcat Hollow short loop. And it's a little over 6 miles as I understand it, but every time we come to Wildcat, what they say it is, it never is. So we've got the meter running. We'll see what we run up with at the end here. We've been out here before, what was it, June?
Last June, I think.
Last June, and brought the kids with us.
We were expecting a 14-mile hike then. That turned out to be 17.
A little over 17. And we did it all in one day and came in at like 6.5 hours, something like that. And everybody that was in the parking lot lost it when they found out that we had just done the whole thing in 6.5 hours.
But it kicked our butts.
It was the dead of summer. It was just awful and muddy, but I mean, we did it and we enjoyed it when we were done. I mean, the kids pretty much passed out in the back seat on the way home because it was so tiring. It was bad. But we're gonna come back and put that on video this summer. Right now we want to just get out. It's really muddy and snowy and slushy, and there's a winter storm coming tomorrow, so we gotta get our butts in gear. But we're gonna tear around this thing, just knock out the day hike, get a little higher miles than we've been doing lately. Lately we've been doing 2 to 4s, so now we're gonna knock his 6+ out and take you along with us so you can see it kind of more in a wintertime form. So let's get going. Okay, so I'm getting around a mud hole here. Bear with me. So last year, when wow, big mud hole. When we came here, we had our phones with us, which runs off T-Mobile. It's called Mint Sim. But we also had our kids with us, and they got Boost, which runs off Sprint. None of us really had service other than like a few patchy spots up on the very top of hills. Very rare. But unfortunately, now there's service all over down here, at least for T-Mobile. My phone's been going off non-stop. I know most people would say, just turn it off. Well, yeah, we got kids and grandkids though, and when you become a grandparent, you start to worry a lot. So pretty soon technology is going to be able to reach us everywhere. And when we come out these places, I have an excuse not to have service because there is no service here. I have an excuse to tell someone, well, you couldn't get hold of me because there is no service here. And I don't really feel right about lying. So it just shows how technology is growing up around us. I guess it's something that pretty soon we ain't gonna be able to get away from it at all. They're always gonna know where we are, or somebody's always gonna be able to get a hold of us. Alright, so I don't know if you can see, we're standing in one of the many campsites down here. They got some nice campsites at Wildcat, and they're all over the place. That's one thing I'll say for Archer's Fork. They don't have a ton of campsites, like actual set up campsites. I'm actually looking here, and there's another one right across the trail on the other side of the trail back in the woods. So there's just, it's amazing. It's amazing how many are here, because literally I think we've seen like 5, not counting the ones by the entrance. There's a bunch of them by the entrance.
Probably every quarter mile so far has been a nice campsite.
Nice campsite with, as in like fire ring like we showed you, and a place to set up probably multiple tents. On this one I probably wouldn't see more than maybe 2 hammocks safely, because there's a lot of deadfall lumber around, but it's nice here. If you want to go camping or do short trips and camping, this is the place to come. The long trail has a bunch of them way up on top of the hill. Way up on top of the hill in the pines that are real nice too.
Okay, so we're about halfway through the trail that we're doing. My thoughts on the trail is it's awfully muddy today. But then if you come to Wildcat Hollow, you have to know no matter what time of year it is, it's going to be really muddy. Because in the summertime, it's really muddy. Now I'm here in the wintertime, it's really muddy. So make sure you wear waterproof shoes, or bring some extra socks maybe in the winter time. And Tony says embrace the suck, because it is what it is, but it's a really nice trail, so it's worth it, I think. Another thing is that I want to say, you know, first time we did Wildcat Hollow, it was basically as a fitness thing to start getting in better shape, and it kicked my butt. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was almost in tears by the end of it. It kicked my butt bad last year. That was on the backpacking trail. We did 17 miles. This year, this 6 miles, I'm proud to say I can tell a big difference. So bring it on, Wildcat. I'm ready for you this year.
Alright guys, so we're here, the long and short loop, switch off. So if you wanted to go the long backpacking loop, you'd go that way. We're going the day hike, so we're going this way. But first, we're gonna get a little something to eat, which is kind of out of character for us because nuts are not so much out of character, but we eat the carnivore diet, which is kind of like an extreme version of keto. But that's why we like hiking so much, because we can have some bad stuff for us when we're out hiking. So we'll get back with you once we get done eating and get down the trail a little bit more. All right, so we're in the pines now. I don't know if you can see behind me there. I like it in the pines. It's soft on the feet, but there's a bunch of campsites back there, which if you were careful with your fire, it'd be really nice. I think I'd probably look overhead though for widowmakers because I see a lot. There's nothing like hiking in pine forest though. So easy on the feet. Not that I have it too bad anytime because I got decent shoes and socks. But one thing about Wildcat, you run in and out of these little pine forests. It's like night and day going from rooty hard ground to like all composted up of pine needles, soft and squishy. So let's get back tearing this trail up. Okay guys, so when you see me shooting video, a lot of times you'll see me behind my wife, and that's generally because I choose to be there, and a lot of times because she's got hiking poles on her most times and I usually don't. Ow, that was a rock. And she usually bats the spider webs in the summer. Today, I'm behind her because I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble behind her, and she's setting the pace and doing what she wants because she's mad at me because I went to Rock Stalls yesterday without her. So if you haven't seen that video with all the caves and the waterfall, and when I say caves, I mean like I walked into a giant cave, it's all raccoon.
And he cut out the part where he was running like a girl from the coon.
I wasn't running from a girl like the coon. I was not running away like a girl, but I definitely stepped outside of the cave because the raccoon was jumping around, and then he ended up going out a hole out the back of the cave. But yeah, rock stalls. Go check it out on our channel, and I will put a link to go view it in the box under this video. You found your own hobbit hole.
That's right, I can live here. Be nice and dry. Just curl right up.
Yeah, but I couldn't fit.
Huh?
I couldn't fit because I'm a big boy.
That fits me perfect.
I think she's gonna leave me.
Found me a new house. No utilities.
Alright guys, we're back in the parking lot. It was a good hike. I'm hungry.
Nice day for a hike.
So while she's pulling up the totals, I'm going to tell you that it was muddy. But, it's always muddy here, so you have to expect that. But as we were walking around, the mud actually was cool because you could see tracks from everything from dogs to a lot of deer. Man, there must be a lot of deer up here, because there is. I'm not talking like one deer running around a circle. I'm talking about everywhere you turn, deer are running through the woods. Marks, different size, you know, different, like how washed they are is how long they've been. So there's just tons of deer prints everywhere. And I live with a lot of deer on my property, so I'm used to seeing a lot of deer, but there's a lot here.
I was a little bit worried that we might not be able to find the trail because of the snow on the ground, but really it was easier to find the trail in the wintertime than it was in the summertime, I think.
Yeah, if it's well
traveled. The blazes
traveled.
were well, I mean, it was.
Well, yeah, and in the snow you could see footprints. This is well enough traveled place that you can see footprints, so that helps. There is a lot of cars in the parking lot now. We came this morning, there was 2. Now it's pretty much full. They're car camping, and there's also some guys a little farther back camping in. They may be going on an outing tomorrow, I'm not sure, but just so you know, most weekends this place fills up because it is a great camping location. Now it's not real picturesque. There's not a lot of cool stuff to see. It just is what it is. Now mileage, what do we got on mileage?
Just under 7 miles.
Just
6.89.
6.89 was what we got on the day loop.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be back this summer to knock out the backpacking loop again. And it'll be an overnight this time instead of knocking it all out in one day like we did last time.
One thing about Wildcat though, the maps were done years ago, so as they've did deviations to the trail and stuff, they haven't updated that mileage. So you'll find all different kinds of mileage for it. Some people say it's 14 miles. Some people say the short loop was 4.9. I seen. It's not.
Nope.
Last summer we did it. It was right at 17 miles whenever we got back to the truck.
Yes. So
now we did get lost once, I think, maybe.
Yeah, but we didn't go more than maybe a quarter mile maximum.
Same thing for this one. It showed 6.1 miles on all trails, and so we're at 6.88. So just keep in mind it will be a little bit further when you're here, and they have no plans to update those maps.
Yeah, and there's you're gonna see these weird brown things. They're about 4 foot. They're markers out of the ground every once in a while, and the numbering that's on those versus what's on the map is wrong.
It is not correct. People have wrote all different kinds of numbers on them.
Yeah, so don't count that as numbers. They are in the correct location on the map, but people have like scribed into them a number 8 on them, and it's not number 8 on the map. It'll be like 13.
13, yeah.
So it's another nice thing, and the campsites are marked on the map. The more established ones are marked on the map, so that's a nice feature here too. This is a place for camping. You want to camp? This is the place to come.
This is a nice weekend place, I think.
Yeah, if you're going to do an overnight or
1 or 2 nights,
this is the place. But
it does fill up fast. So
very
make sure you
fast.
get here early.
And there's no reservations, nothing. You just come out and go. Now,
well, I should say the campsites in the beginning of the trail fills up fast. But there is actually campsites, nice campsites all through the trail.
Yeah, and almost all of them have stone fire rings in them and stuff. Just go through and find the one you want. And if it's really packed, you get here late, there is actually fire rings and camp rings right here, literally in the parking area. So always a place for you to camp down here if you wanted. I think it's beautiful. We'll be back this summer, and I think I've had enough of this place. I'm ready to go eat. What about you?
Me too.
All right. So until next time, I'm Tony.
I'm Missy.
And we'll see you in the next one.